So I found a new topic that got me thinking just a bit. It's a little bit ridiculous, but I think like a month ago or something like that, it's the situation between Offset, Cardi B, and Stephon Diggs. So Offset and Cardi B, probably the most famous couple in the rap world right now. A lot of people know who Cardi B is. Female rapper, used to be a stripper, turned into a rapper, and had this crazy career ever since. Very similar to what Nicki Minaj did with her career. She's dating Offset. I think they're married actually. So Offset is a rapper famously known for his work with Migos. So they currently have 2 kids with each other already. So this is the 3rd kid that they'll be having. Of course, Offset and Cardi B, they have like a long history with each other in terms of breaking up, splitting up, then getting back together. Offset has cheated on Cardi B numerous times, and it was brought to the public. Embarrassing Cardi B, of course, the fact that it's being put out into the public and then everybody knows about it. There is a situation between the couple, Offset and Cardi B, and Stephon Diggs playing for the Houston Texans. He's a wide receiver for the NFL, professional football player. Because he's a little bit older now, I'd say top 20 receiver in the league. There is numerous interviews that I did a little research on in terms of the type of person Stephon Diggs is. And apparently he's like a ladies' man, a player, the type of dude that would be with like a different girl every day. He's the type of person to like go to the club, you know what I'm saying? Like leave with like a different girl every night he goes to the club. It makes the situation seem a little more realistic. The fact that Stephon Diggs is the type of person to just smash everybody basically. At the same time, an important detail about the situation, Cardi B was pregnant while it happened. So that's the part that makes this whole thing a little interesting, because I don't think Stephon Diggs would be the type of person to go after a girl that's pregnant. You know what I mean? It's Stephon Diggs, superstar wide receiver in the NFL, super famous. You think that a guy like this can get any girl he wants? Literally a millionaire. Like, even though Cardi B's like pretty famous, I really don't see a guy like Stephon Diggs even attempting to do that. And Cardi B's well known. He knows that Cardi B is with Offset. She's famous, you know what I mean? And her relationship with Offset is famous too. Like they're a very famous couple, you know what I mean? It's not like he's gonna see Cardi B at the club and completely disregard everything that's going on in her life and not knowing that she's with Offset. And like, I'm pretty sure Diggs knows that she's pregnant, 8 months pregnant too. Like, why would Stephon Diggs go after a pregnant woman when he can just get any girl he wants to because he's Stephon Diggs? So that part makes me think that the whole thing is nonsense, but we're gonna dig into this one. No pun intended. This is a pretty crazy story. When I first heard about it, there's like a few things that crossed my mind when I heard about a story like this. So the first thing, I'm thinking that it's all fake and the story was made up to get people to talk about Offset and Cardi B as a couple and as individuals even more, even a little bit with Stephon Diggs. Because the thing with a lot of celebrities, do publicity stunts to increase their own fame, because then whatever situation they create or whatever rumor they push out, it gets people talking about them more through like social media, like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Got a lot of YouTubers starting to talk about them a little bit more. Offset and Cardi B, they're artists. They make music as their like professions. There could be like an album that they're about to release, Cardi B or Offset, and bringing up a situation like this is going to get more people to talk about Offset and Cardi B. So then when they do drop whatever album or song that they have planned to release, it's going to get more attention on whatever song that is. So this is like a legit marketing tactic that a lot of celebrities and famous people will use to get people to talk about them more so that there's more attention on them. That's like the first thing that actually crossed my mind when I heard about a situation like this. I assume that it's complete nonsense because, like I said, Stephon Diggs, he's like a player, like a woman's man type of guy. This guy's like a super player. The way a lot of his teammates were talking about him during those interviews that I looked up. So it's like a little bit in my head was thinking like this could actually be a real story because of how Stephon Diggs is. But at the same time, Cardi B, like, she's pregnant at the same time. And I mean, like, I don't know if I can see Stephon Diggs doing that, because like Cardi B's famous. I can see Stephon Diggs going after girls that aren't famous at all, so that his name doesn't get like dragged in the dirt, or a lot of people don't like talk about him, because Stephon Diggs, he's a football player. Football players don't need to do publicity stunts in order for more people to talk about them. They just got to hit the field and play the games, and people are going to talk about them no matter what. As an NFL player playing with a team full of other men that have families, I don't think he would want that type of reputation to his name. At the same time, as a professional football player playing with a team, something can happen with his like career if his name gets dragged into the dirt. That's another reason why I think this is all nonsense and just something that was just made up. Stephon Diggs doesn't need the clout off of a situation like this so that he becomes more famous. He's already like pretty famous. It's Stephon Diggs. It's like the sports world and the music world are a lot different in that sense. Because they're musicians, Offset's a rapper, Cardi B's a rapper, there's a definite high chance, high probability that this was made up in order for more people to talk about Offset and Cardi B, and it makes it a little easier for them to sell more records than they would if people weren't talking about them, because the music industry is a little more like that. There's a lot of different like famous artists that are really racking up millions of like views and plays that Cardi B and Offset have to compete with, right? Compared to Stephon Diggs competing with other players for fame. Because football, or just sports in general, is sports. It's not like a fame type of game, right? You win in sports because of how good and skilled you are. Your fame doesn't make you better as a player. It doesn't turn up your skills even higher. Like, fame is just fame. Like, you're a famous player, you're not a famous player. It doesn't do anything to your skill in your game. So fame and clout chasing and publicity stunts are pretty much bullshit when it comes to the sports world. Like, they don't care about that. But the music world is a little different, and in the music world, the music industry, a lot of those publicity stunts that's done are designed to make musicians a lot more famous, which will eventually equal to money later down the road. It's a business tactic that's used more in the music industry rather than the sports, because a lot of musicians have to rely on their fame in order to make money off of their music, while athletes just have to go out there and play. That's like the biggest reason why I think this could all just be like nonsense and made up. Another big debate about this, if this is actually true, there's a debate about if Cardi B was right for doing this or wrong. So say this actually did happen. Offset's notorious for cheating on Cardi B. Apparently he cheated on her like 3 different times. It could be more than that. A lot of people are thinking that Cardi B might be in the right for doing what she did because of what Offset did to her, and the fact that it got put out into the public, got everybody talking about it, which makes it very embarrassing for Cardi B, especially the fact that they get back together right afterwards as if nothing happened, which makes me think that it's a business couple and they're only together to make each other more rich. Offset, super famous, super rich. Cardi B, super famous, super rich. These guys are like almost like pop stars in the rap world. They become a couple, almost like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. It's very similar to that. 2 very famous names and faces in the celebrity world, you can say. Because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce became a couple, they both became even more famous and even more rich than they would have been if they weren't together. So like, that's a perfect example of like a business couple. I feel the same thing is going on with Offset and Cardi B. They do have kids with each other. They already have 2 kids, and then the 3rd one is on the way. So it could actually be like true love, and they actually do love and care for each other. They're a real couple. But like, you gotta think, man, when it comes to like musicians, especially musicians, out of all types of celebrities out there, they'll do these type of things to like mess with people's minds, thinking that one thing is actually happening, but it's all just made up as a publicity stunt to get more famous. At the same time, Cardi B, she was a stripper before, and on top of that, she used to scam people to make money. So she was doing a bunch of illegal stuff before she actually became famous. Offset, I don't really know his past too much, but for Cardi B's side, because of her past, cheating on Offset, that's a little bit believable. But the fact that it was Stephon Diggs, that's the part that like makes me believe that it might be made up. Maybe she did cheat on him, but maybe it wasn't Stephon Diggs. That's basically what I'm getting at. They probably just used Stephon Diggs' name to like make the story itself more like poppin' and more famous, so that it forces people to like talk about it more. Because if it was just like a random guy that nobody knows about, then this story wouldn't be getting talked about as much. So imagine this actually happened and it was like a real story. Stephon Diggs slept with Cardi B while she's pregnant. Even though Offset cheated on Cardi B a million times in the past, I don't think it's right for Cardi B to cheat on Offset. If anything, they should split up. That would have been the correct thing to do. Like the first time Offset cheated on Cardi B, she should just split up from him. That's what I'm saying. Like instead of forgiving him, continuing the relationship, and then the second time it happens, the third time, and they're still continuing the relationship. Like I feel like they got it wrong the first time Offset cheated on Cardi B. Now they're on their third kid as a couple, and now you have rumors of Cardi B cheating on Offset. Instead of like having a cheat off, like Offset cheats on Cardi B cheats on Offset. Even like the kids that they have now, they have 2 kids with each other at the moment. You're showing a poor example to your kids getting back with each other after cheated, which makes me think that they're a business couple, because maybe they have to stay together in order to make the money that they're making off of being a couple, just like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I feel like if they were to break up, then they wouldn't be making as much money as they would if they were together. Maybe Taylor Swift, just because she's like a mega pop star. Travis Kelce is a superstar tight end. What I'm trying to say is they're both in the wrong for staying with each other and continuing to cheat on each other. So you can look at it that way, right? They might be a business couple. The fact that they're cheating on each other and getting back with each other, like it's no problem. Like I'm thinking all of that as if this situation actually happened, but I'm definitely on the side that this is all just a publicity stunt. It's all made up just so people talk more about Cardi B and Offset. I don't know. Stephon Diggs, this is a really famous couple. Like everybody knows that these two are dating. Stephon Diggs, he's got to be the type of person that's like connected with a lot of different famous people, and he probably knows a lot of rappers and a lot of other athletes. So he's tapped into. He knows exactly what's going on. It's not like he's an older player that like doesn't care about social media. After saying all that, I really think that this whole thing is fake. And who knows, maybe Cardi B did actually cheat on Offset just because of all the years of Offset cheating on Cardi B. Maybe the scammer in her really wanted to get back at Offset because, like I said earlier, she was a stripper and a scammer. There's just a lot of stories of her doing a lot of sketchy stuff before she actually became famous. I can see her doing something like this, but just not with Stephon Diggs though. I think maybe with like another dude that nobody knows about. And I mean, they could have like went to Stephon Diggs before putting the story out and maybe saying like, oh, you want to be included in this publicity stunt. More people are going to talk about you, so your social media is going to blow up. That could have happened too. There's just so many things about this story that makes it like so sketchy and unbelievable. And they say that she was pregnant at the time too. That like that's a big part about the story. You really think a guy like Stephon Diggs is going to go after a married pregnant woman when he can get like any girl he wants? He's proven that in the past based off the stories that you get from a lot of teammates and a lot of NFL people. That's what I think. It's a power couple, and I mean, it's Offset and Cardi B. Maybe they're just that type of like people, so they get back to with each other. I mean, maybe for the sake of the kids too. This is the third kid, so maybe they don't want to split up for the sake of the kids too. That could be another pretty good reason why they're still together. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, man. This is pretty crazy. It would be pretty crazy if it was fake too. Like if this was all fake and just a publicity stunt to grow both Cardi B and Offset's careers even higher, like it would still be pretty crazy that they would lie about something like this just to get people to talk about them more. But let me know what you guys think, if this was fake or real. Like the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode here, man. I'm gonna do more of these videos just every Sunday, and plenty more music to come, man. Of course, the new song Waldo, that's the next track I'm dropping since #Indica. Listen to that mixtape if you haven't. Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys watching. Yeah, I'm out.